Well, my father was in the U.S. Public Health Service.
Terrific.
So, of course, that was a big attraction for me. And I enjoyed public health milieu more than clinical medicine.
Were you put under personal pressure from the tobacco companies, advertising industry at all? I mean, did they make it real personal?
Not really. In fact, it disappointed me because I thought I'd get some big offer if I'd back off.
Yeah.
I'll give you a chateau in France, you know.
I mean, talking about
No, but they didn't come at me
they
directly.
didn't.
I had quit smoking long before I got into this business.
You foresaw the problems with it?
Well, I guess, no, I think it was more my Scottish heritage because I had burned a hole in a new suit of clothes.
Oh,
And in a seat
And
cover in
it's-
his car.
Yeah.
So,
So when that happened, I said, the hell with this
I love it.
smoking business. I fed that information to the Surgeon General, who was Luther Terry at that time. And Senator, what her name, Nuremberger,
oh, yeah, I don't remember.
yeah, was a strong supporter of what I was doing. So that helped a lot. It made them mad, I think, a lot of people, because a lot of folks who enjoyed smoking were put on the defensive.
Yeah.
And with that, and then the industry on the other side, from an economic point of view, there was a lot of pressure to, shut up and go away. Really, I was surprised that the industry didn't come at me harder, and they didn't directly.
Yeah.
Indirectly, I had a little pressure, but nothing big. Well, they were, I think, eventually in favor of the conclusions we reached, because there really was no alternative to that. We had the case sewed up, as you might say. Well, it's funny. I didn't get. That didn't happen with
Interesting.
my social
Yeah.
milieu continued.
We all became closet smokers.
Right.
Back in a second.
In fact, I had to get after Luther Terry, who was Surgeon General. I said, you can't go out there and smoke in public.
That's a great line.
So every now and then he'd tend to want to light up when there was a chance of public exposure, and I'd have to push him in a closet.
But
We determined that it was an addiction. And so I wanted to develop a much greater public awareness of that addiction, because a lot of people wouldn't want to be pointed to and say they're an addict.
That's right. That's right.
But I thought if we could publicize it in that way, we'd get more people to quit smoking. And I didn't get too far with that argument. In chronic lung disease, that's it. Smoking is the most major factor. And then an awful lot of people suffer from chronic lung disease. I don't think banning is a good public policy. I'd much rather see some sort of control put on the nicotine content. If you could control the nicotine content, and we have the authority to do that, but I think the administration is scared to do it because I don't see it happening.
Yeah, it seems like it would be an easy thing to do.
Yeah, they could do it.
Oh, interesting.
But as I say, I think they're scared to do it. And
Are you familiar with these e-cigarettes?
Is that an electric cigarette?
Electric cigarettes?
that?
yeah,
It's a vapor. It vaporizes the tobacco.
right. But it's not, it's not going over big. So
I think it is with kids.
Well, to some extent, I think.
And that's a whole different thing too. 'Cause that,
Yeah,
you
now
wanna
they
take
become
that on.
addicted to that.
What's that?
But
Now they
the
become addicted to
Yeah.
that.
but the whole solution to that is to control the nicotine content, because it's the habituation of smoking that is the problem.
And what does that do?
A cigarette or two isn't going to hurt anybody
Right.
for the rest of their life. But if they get hooked on nicotine, that gets them hooked on smoking. That's the bad part.
And
So you can win by controlling nicotine. And you can get away from the whole subject of a ban on cigarettes
yeah.
by controlling the nicotine.
How'd you get involved with hospice, and why did you start Talbot Hospice Foundation?
Well, hospice was a new thing. And in the U.S., it started up in New England. And when I heard about it, I sent two of our nurses. Do you remember who that was? Went up to
Up to Connecticut?
Maine.
Oh, Maine.
Shirley, Brogley,
Yeah, I think Shirley was one of them. To find out what was going on and who was doing what to whom and so forth. And because that's where things started in the U.S., spread from the British Empire over here. Probably I would look for ways to have enticed the media in general to pick up on the subject. Of course, when you do that, you never know
Exactly.
which way they're going to go. And,
the media.
Right.
you have to be careful of getting into people's lives too much.
Yeah, that's right.
But there again, if we told our story right, they'd be on our side. I've always felt that way with any of the things I've dealt with when the media got involved. If you're,
the story? Go ahead.
yeah, if you're saying the right thing, even if it's wrong in their eyes, they'll handle it properly. I've said many times to Bets that I accomplish more in my public health career than I ever would in clinical medicine.
The only thing